What's up guys, it's Fish here, on the way to Calder Park so that we can go to this drift academy that I paid for a little while ago. Originally I was going to do it sooner, but then I got on the piss and then ended up walking to the beach and I got massive blisters underneath my feet, so I had to postpone it. Typical. So here we are, we're going on the way there. We're going to be sliding around in their Toyota 86s, I think, or the BRZs, whatever they are. So that'll be pretty cool. They're obviously like pretty underpowered, but it's apparently they teach you obviously how to use the body roll and the body weight transfer, that sort of stuff, rather than actually just powering in and out of corners, which would be good to learn because supposedly that's how you're supposed to learn first, is do that and then you can actually move up into power. Makes sense, just not what I'm used to. And then so we're going to be doing the theory first, so I don't actually know how long that goes for. They're going to obviously teach us the theory side of things, and then we're going to get into the practical, which I'm very excited for because I actually haven't skidded even legally on this, not on the streets, but I haven't done that for ages because I haven't been driving the F6. When I do drive the F6, I give it a bit, but it's mainly just doing kicking it out, fish it back to the other way, fish it out the other way, and then straighten up, and then that's it. I've never just kept going. And I've never been on. I've linked one corner. That was when I was young as, and I shouldn't have been driving at that point in time. But you do some of the best driving when you're drunk, I believe. And so it's just gonna be good to actually get in the car and figure out how to skid again, and learn how to do it properly. With the F6 as well. It's actually at the mechanics at the moment because I've realised how slack I've been with doing videos, and I'm now going to be dedicating ideally a day out of my week, either throughout the week or on the weekends, to actually get this drift car built because I'm sick of looking at it, I'm sick of not being in it and sliding around everywhere. So that's the reason why the F6 is at the shop, is because I wanted to use the clutch out of the F6 and put that into the drift ute. It's half the reason why I got the ute platform, so that obviously it would have worked with the sedan too, but other reasons to that will come later. But and obviously just so it's familiar and it feels like I'm drifting the F6. But so the clutch is getting pulled out of that, and because it's got a twin plate button clutch, so that's going to be perfect for this drift ute, because apparently it's a similar sort of setup to what Mad Mike has in, I don't know, his drift cars or one of his drift cars, so they tell me anyways. Oh yeah, and so when the mechanic pulled out the clutch, he realised that the turbo blades were all buggered and it had shaft play. So at the moment that's getting a new billet compressor wheel in it, so that's going to be sick. Going to make a bit more power out of the F6. Good things are happening, good things are coming. Have faith in your boy. I know I've been saying for ages that I'm going to be
red light and speed camera.
Shut up! Just be spending more time on this, but I haven't been, because life just gets in the way, and I have a lot of other hobbies and I like having fun, and it's a lot of work. So I'm even at the point where I'm considering getting people around and just start paying them to help me with this car, because this sort of stuff is I'm gonna be well out of my depth. I've never done this sort of stuff before, such as trying to figure out the ECU, gender swap between going from auto to manual. So I need someone to try and come around and figure that out, because no doubt you got to talk to the BCM, or I don't know, big words, big letters and acronyms that I don't know what they really do, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. I want to learn it, but yeah, so stay tuned, good things are coming. And today, so I've got my carpenter, he's coming around to film some stuff, so hopefully, I don't know how early he's going to get there or how early we actually get on the track, but you'll either see me spin out at the start, I don't know, hopefully I don't spin out, but I suppose you've got to spin out so that you find where that return point is, you know. He's going to get some shots, hopefully get a half decent bit of footage. I guess this is the early stages of Kingfish Tail becoming a fucking master drifter. Yeah, sick. So it's now pissing down with rain. but a little bit of liquid horsepower never went astray. So there may be a few more spin outs than I first anticipated, but we shall see.
So this timeline probably won't really make much sense because this is the first footage that we actually got since my mate got there to do some filming for me. But we'd actually, by this stage, had already done like single donuts just like on the pivot, not even going around a cone, just like pretty much just like and it was wet early in the morning too, so it was pissing down rain. And so when we initiated like doing a donut, all we needed to do was just go hard lock and then get the revs right and then pretty much just keep it hard locked, and then we were just doing a single donut. And then we just elongated that donut as well by having the steering wheel opened out a little bit, and then we moved into this, which was a handbrake entry, and then continued to keep the slide going. So yeah, that's why you're probably calling bullshit that this is the first time that I've actually been drifting, but it's just because I've had about 5 minutes of seat time in this car already. And I know it's not much, and I'm not saying that to come up my tyres, but it's pretty much about exactly what I expected. Like, what do you expect, dummy? Like, of course, I'm going to be pretty good at it. Duh. But a lot of things that I didn't really quite understand that the instructor, what he was trying to say. Because he kind of like said it, like you could tell he was a good driver, and he proved that when he was showing us what to do and that sort of stuff. But yeah, I just found that it's like he would say, oh, I need you to go to the shops, get some bananas and some carrots and then some watermelon. And then I'm like, okay, so wait, so what are we doing? He's like, oh, we're actually making a fruit salad. And I know that having a fruit salad with carrots in it doesn't make any fucking sense because that's pretty fucked up fruit salad. But you get what I'm saying. It just would have been easier if he explained what we were going to achieve and what the actual task was, and then explain the steps on how to do that. I was like, oh bro, if you had just told me that we're making a fruit salad to begin with, then I would have been able to figure out what the fuck those first steps were that you were trying to explain, so that I can then kind of wrap my head around what needs to be done. Wait till you see the progression that we get into later on. Oh, and this part here, he did have the hots for me because he allowed me to go the opposite way, which we weren't actually supposed to do opposite way at this stage so early on. But I think he just had faith that I actually was able to figure it out. Because going the opposite way is like completely different. Well, not completely different, but I know it's a bit more risk for them, I think. Because it's so far further away, and we're actually going in towards the wall, getting flipped around towards the wall. But so that was pretty fun. And so this is where Tim, the instructor, is a legend. He was loving it. He's got the finger out, like summon outs kind of thing, like, yeah. So it was pretty cool seeing him like get off on it as well. And they were very supporting. Like when you got it going down right, you could tell that they genuinely wanted you to do well, which is really nice. So that's obviously always nice when nice little pump up, ego boost, when the owner, the lady who was running this event, was saying that I've done this before, or assuming I've done this before, but I actually haven't. But it was obviously just indication that I was actually doing all right. And so this part here is where we actually just nutting out and trying to figure out how to do the opposite rotation skids. And then we end up going into like figure eights as well after this, which we actually, again, we weren't supposed to be doing the figure of eights, but this is actually a different instructor that's in with me this time. Brownie, he's a good cunt, and we're just like, this part here as well, when we're on the other side of the barriers down, this is the second half of the day where it was the advanced people, so there's only 3 of us that end up continuing on to the advanced side of things. And so at the start of the day, I think we had 3 cars divided by, I think it might have been maybe 12 people or something like that. So 4 people per car. but then we actually only had 3 people per car for the advanced section. So we actually got a lot more seat time, which I highly recommend. So we actually got, even though I think it's $650 a day for the half day, and then it's like $1,100 for the second half of the day if you want the advanced part. And so it's actually, you get so much more driving in towards the end in the second half, and you're doing a lot more fun sort of driving as well, because it's a lot more technical, and you got a lot more space to actually go a bit faster and that sort of stuff. So we actually ended up going through, I think it was like twice the amount of tyres that we did here, and we ended up burning through actually the other people's tyres apparently, because we're just going a bit harder, because obviously we had a bit more confidence and that sort of stuff, not just doing on the spot burnouts. We're actually getting a bit of pace and a bit of speed. So yeah, it's really good, really recommend it. Just if you're going to do it right, just do the full day. This is definitely like my most fun part of the day, where we could just really let loose. And I can't remember what they call it. It's like Brownie's graveyard, or I can't remember what he was like referring to it himself. But Brownie's a legend. He's obviously we're a bit more capable, so he's able to like let us like have a bit more fun with these cars. This is where we'll just like trying to just. I was pretty much just doing a burnout pad. It was seriously so fun though, like just being able to actually go the other way rather than just like the same basic shit, like going around and around in circles. Actually just being able to hook it up and try and flick it back the other way and go from there.
She's smoking. It's fucking heaps left on him. Heaps.
Are they? How do you know when they're finished? Just when they're quiet. When they have no tread left.
You fucking cooked the tyres for your shit, dickhead. What have you done?
I was like that before I got it.
Right, we're going to go with some freshies.
There's no wire hanging out of them, they should be fine. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Just first time ever using a handbrake as well. And then after that, we'd have a cone, and then we drive up to it, pull the handbrake, initiate the drift, and then start drifting around, which you would have seen as well, either in this next video. But it's actually sick. And now we're doing like the advanced sort of side of things. So like other people over there, they're using they're doing the beginner round, which is what we did this morning. And so there's only 3 of us pros that stayed on for the longer period. And so now we just went out and I did figure 8 drifts before as well, which, as I was saying, like it's the first time I've actually ever done an actual technical drift, which is sick, like using your handbrake to initiate the drift and then continue it on. But yeah, highly recommend doing this. These cars are absolutely sick. These cars are completely stock, other than just they've got like an aftermarket handbrake button, so that when you pull it up, the handbrake just like drops back down. So yeah, it gives me a lot of faith knowing that if you can do this in these cars, hopefully my car's going to be even more capable. And yeah, I can't wait to get into it. Highly recommend this to anyone, because you can't really do this on the street either. Like you can, but obviously then you have the fear of like cops coming. Oh yes. Anyway, you have the fear of cops coming and that sort of stuff. Whereas here, you can just practice, do trial and error, and slowly get better at it. So, all about it.
So this part we thought was pretty funny, because you could see that Brownie is a legend, but you can see that I don't think he really actually planned what we're doing. So he's just kind of making it up on the spot, and I kind of clicked on. I was like, "Bruh, are you just making this up as you go?"
Yep. It's the same shit, but just opposite. So we're just fucking handbrake into the box.
Okay. And then what, drift out?
Yeah. So basically what we'll do is... How the fuck do we do it? So... That's right. So yeah, come in, handbrake.
Yeah.
To a doughy round that.
Yeah.
And then stretch it out to around both.
Oh, righto. So just doughy, and then try and stretch it out to a doughy.
Yeah.
Same way.
Do a second one around it. Then we'll stretch it out past that second one.
Yeah.
Go round the 2. And then I want you to handbrake and stop in the middle of it. Yeah. Almost. Alright. So less handbrakes you can do if you can slow the car down. So literally, are you just clutching in there?
I am clutching, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's all you need to do, bro.
Okay.
That is exactly how
Would you clutch and then front brake? Would that fucking... No, that wouldn't tip it anymore?
It would.
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah.
Definitely, but you don't need to.
Okay, righto.
That's it. What you're doing is perfect, dude.
So the day is done. That was pretty bloody unreal, to be honest. Just been able to have that control over a car in the way I never have before. Steering it to where you want to go while pretty much out of control, like just spinning the tyres. It's a pretty unreal feeling. Highly recommend anyone doing it. I just kind of wish that we were able to end up going into something a bit more skillful, into a bit more in depth and detail, but turns out that they actually can't allow you to do that, or they're not supposed to anyways, because once you start going up to certain speeds and certain technicalities, then they need like different permits and different motorsport licenses, that sort of stuff. So other than that, it was sick. They went through a couple sets of tyres. Cars performed really well. Those Toyotas, I am all about them now. I understand why everyone thinks they're sick little cars. They got thrashed all day and they were didn't skip a beat. They got a little bit warm, but other than that, it's no worries. It was very cold out there today. I can definitely confirm that. Cold and wet at the start. It was a bit tricky and a bit technical at the start, going from it being so wet to then end up steering the ship while it was dry. It's definitely a lot better to do while it was dry, that's for sure. Towards the end, I didn't almost hit the wall, I don't think, but if I had to kept, I don't know, he reckons if I had to kept going, it just would have been like a mad as close wall ride. But it's just it's not something that I wanted to get that close and to actually fuck around and find out, to see how close I could get to the wall. Like all throughout the day, I had at least like about 600 mil to a meter away from the wall, I reckon. But then that last one, it probably, I don't know. I'll watch the footage back and I'll see how close I was getting and how close I would have gotten if I had stayed in it. But I was like, nah, I'm getting out of this, and I just straighten back up, because if you break or you tap those cars, then you got to pay for them. And I'm happy to do that in the Ute, because I can just pull the dins back out and get new tail lights if so be it. But not something that not everyone crashed into the cones. I don't even know if I hit a cone, but hitting a wall is a completely different thing, whole completely different ball game. So I'll edit this and put it into a video. It's only gonna be like a little short and sharp one, but this is a bit of like just a little dabble into hopefully what's going to be coming more frequently, because I want to get this thing on the bloody road and skidding sideways. It's going to be so much fun, and just a lot of effort, but I'll do it. I'll get it done. See you, cunts.